welcome back to Take Your Wrench. Today, well first, it's kind of like probably like seeing ghosts right now. Nick and I have been absent because I had COVID and then Nick had COVID, so we were kind of making out or whatever, but so we're back into it. Today we're going to do a 951 disassembly for you so I can send the case and everything out to sandblast just like I did with the 787s, and then we'll do a full video on how to rebuild the entire engine as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove our PTO. So in order to do that, we're going to put a rag in one of the cylinders so that when we crank on it, it has a stop. And if you don't do this before you take your cylinders and stuff off, it's going to suck to try to get the PTO off. So the PTO is held in by these 6 mil Allens. So we're going to do the Allens off. We crack these loose before we put the drill on it, so they usually have a lot of corrosion. So make sure that you crack them loose with your hand tool first so that you're not breaking off screws inside your PTO.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of old grease in there.
Is anyone hungry?
Jelly.
Stick your finger in there.
Tell me how's it taste. Now we're gonna remove this bolt that's holding it on. So it's a 19 mil, and crank it until your rag stops it. This might be a little hard to get off. I might have to move this to the floor. Nope.
Good and strong. Strong man.
Breaker bar. Without the breaker bar, it's nothing.
Oh, what are you doing there, Nicky?
Alright, so we gotta use a flywheel puller to get this thing off. Hopefully not heat. But for these bolts, these are carb bolts. They fit, depending on the puller you have, they fit perfectly in there. So this is probably gonna spin this way. Alright, now we're gonna find whatever the heck goes on this. Nope.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Alright, it's gonna tilt. Just lay it outside. Probably easier on the floor, but.
Trying to save your back today.
We got our flywheel puller on. We put tension on it enough to where it's slightly bending the flywheel puller. So you can do two options. You can either heat it, slowly heat it all the way around, and it should just pop off, or you can hit it with a hammer. I'm not gonna hit it with a hammer and mess up anything on the balancer, so we're just gonna equally distribute the heat, and it should hopefully work itself off. Alright, so I'm just gonna very lightly pry on it just because the case is here and you don't wanna mess it up. So I'm gonna take my pry bar and I'm gonna, oh no, it's loose now. And it's hot.
Alright, she's off.
That's it.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.
That's the disassembly of a 951. Alright, so now that our PTO's off, we're gonna remove our accessories. So we're gonna take the engine bracket off, the reed case is off, starter off, front cover off, and then we'll show you how to remove the flywheel. If you torched it, it's hot now.
Hot like sauce.
Hot sauce.
Oh, you're rotating for me. Oh.
Oh yeah. I need the Allen keys. I didn't want to get in your way.
Do not get in my way.
That smells from that heat, no?
Yeah, because you were burning fucking dinosaur poop.
Ooh, dinosaur poop.
Yeah, whatever that grease was.
It's the rarest of the poops.
That's probably how old this engine is. It's a fossil.
I like how you changed. Originally you said this is how old this, you almost said motor, and then you realized that a motor only runs on 120 or 220, so you said engine. My man.
Coming from a future Tesla owner.
Do these people want to see Tesla videos?
No, probably not. They're not two-stroke.
It's fine, dude. I'm not gonna get it for like 48 years anyways.
How are we looking there? How are we looking?
I mean, Actually, good.
I mean, this motor was ready to go. I mean, put gas
It was.
in
Backyard Brian got this fucking thing ready to go. I mean, it was primo. I don't know why we took it apart.
Primo, more like premature.
It's fine. We're gonna rebuild the whole thing. Oh, dude, SBT starter. It's the best thing in this whole build.
Moving back for safety.
Yeah, this is in the trash.
No bueno?
No, SBT's junk. Shit Block Technologies is what this stands for.
Oh.
If you have a Seadoo with anything SBT in it,
burn it.
unsubscribe and turn the video off. We're not for you. Alright. Take these lines off. So you clamp one line, but then you double zip tie the other line. Backyard Brian just knows, like, you know when you're in Grand Theft Auto and it's like triangle, triangle, up, down, up, down, up, down, and you get like unlimited. Yeah, dude, he knows all the cheat codes to the motor. So he's like, oh, this one needs a clamp, this one doesn't. Fucking half that shit. Don't worry though, this RXX is ready to go.
Yeah, just put gas in and fire it up.
Dave sends this thing over here and he's like, hey man, I just need you to polish the turd, put new decals on it, seat cover, you know, like powder coat some stuff, and just send it down the river. Yeah, sure, Dave. Alright, so now we're removing our mag cover. So you're gonna have 10 mil screws. Whoa. You're gonna have a bunch of 10 mil screws, and then there'll be a relief point on the case here, and one on the other side in opposite direction. So you're just gonna take a flathead screwdriver, you're gonna put it in the relief, turn it on its side, put it on here, turn it on its side, walk it off the dowels.
Drum roll.
Boom. It's pretty clean. It's not bad. Magneto's a little dirty.
How's she looking?
Magneto's definitely needs a new one. See the burn spots?
Yep.
That's out.
Gasket looks...
I mean, the gasket's fine, but you smell that? It smells like burning electrical?
Yeah.
Like when you used to work at Best Buy and somebody turned the subs up too much?
Thought that was just dust.
Nope. Alright, so this is an 1 1/16 socket. 1/2 inch breaker again.
Got the towel up in there too.
Well, yeah, dude, we don't want to mess up our bench like we did on the 787. Turn it on its side. Again, this is going to be easier on the ground. This one might have to go to the ground.
That's because you want all the 120 pounds on there?
Huh?
So you want me to stand on it with all my 125 pounds?
Dude, are you really 125? Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Holy shit, if I was 125, I don't even know what I would do. String myself up and fly.
You'd be 125.
I could never be 125. There's no way.
You can do whatever your little heart desires.
It doesn't desire that.
That's why I look sick in my Speedo.
That's way too much work. At this point, that's way too much work. So now we're gonna find our flywheel removal tool. So this is on osdmarine.com. These threads thread into the mag cup, thread it in all the way, spin it back. Your rag's still in here. This is exactly why we didn't remove these cylinders yet, because if you had no cylinders on it right now, you'd be jamming screwdrivers or whatever else you can think of, like Backyard Brian, which is the wrong way to do it. So we may or may not need heat for this. Oh yeah, it needs heat.
Heat, or should we put it on the floor?
No, it needs heat.
It's spinning too though.
I know. Fuck.
Oh.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
That was some gangster stuff right there. That was a Backyard Brian maneuver, dude.
That was a Backyard Brian remover?
I think he's here in spirit.
I mean, that's not really... I don't think you're going to get that lucky removing that. But, I mean, no heat. All right, I'll take it. So yeah, so if it doesn't come off, then you just lightly heat this, put it back, put your tool back on, and the force, just like a little bit of tension on it, should pull it right off, because that usually doesn't happen, but it happened this time. Inside this is the Bindex retainer. Bindex is behind this. So this is just a 5 mil Allen key. And there's your Bindex. This is a throw out for the starter. Definitely if you're gonna do a full rebuild like we do, definitely rebuild your starter and look into buying a new Bindex, because those Bindex are a common problem, so you might as well address an issue before it becomes an issue. You know what I'm saying?
It's called preventative maintenance.
Yeah. So before you put this out of the way on your bench, put it back on until it gets on the key. Spin this lightly so you can get your rag out, because it's going to be jammed in there at that point. And now we're going to move on to removing the cylinders in the head.
I like head.
Yeah, we all do. So the head has a combination of bolts and nuts. The nuts are 15 mil and the bolts are 13 mil. So when I take it off, I'm just going to kind of go in a pattern to loosen with even distribution, whatever you want to call it. All right, so when we picked this up, this is from the RXX. When we picked this up, we were told it has a brand new top end, never been run. Get in here, look at this. Think this has got a brand new top end, never been run? What do you think? Never been run, dude. It's pre-sooted.
What are you thinking, Lance?
40 weight? 50 weight?
0 weight.
50 weight sounds nice. Yeah. So we're gonna have to pull some favors. A couple of Nissan R20 motors are pull premium right now. All right, so once your head's off and you have all your bolts out, everything else, there's O-rings inside of all these head studs. So make sure you take a pick or something small, get out all the O-rings, and then once all the O-rings are off, you should pull it straight off.
Voila.
Cylinders are pretty decent. I mean, they still gotta get sent out, but they're not bad.
These pistons, on the other hand.
Pistons are junk.
Looks like a little scarring there.
Pistons are junk, and they've definitely been run before.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not scratched up or anything, but these are definitely not new like they were supposed to be. So now we're gonna remove our pistons so we can flip this thing over and disassemble our case. So we're just gonna take a small flathead screwdriver in our relief. We're gonna pop the C-clip out, one side only. Okay, and now we're gonna spin it this way. And if you take a 3/8 extension, the 3/8 extension fits perfectly on the wrist pin without coming near your C-clip. And you're just gonna take a rubber mallet hammer and you're gonna hit it out. So like on a new engine, when you go put it back together, you'll be able to slide it with your finger, but because this has been heat cycled a couple times, more than a couple times, it'll be pretty stuck in there. So you gotta put your 3/8 extension in and hit it out with a rubber mallet. And then once you feel the extension set in,
boom, it's
out. All your case bolts are gonna be on the other side of this. This one bolt that's on the top, you don't have to remove this. This is for your oil fill for your counterbalance shaft. So I leave the studs in so that it has something to stand on. And now I remove it like that. So we're gonna take these all these off. These are 13s, these are 10s. I'm gonna start with the 13s first, and I'm gonna do my 10s last. These are gonna be Loctited in there. So you should take it off by hand. Just crack them loose by hand first if you're gonna use a tool, because they're gonna be in there. All right, so now you're gonna remove all your 11 mils. The 11 mils should not be torqued down as much as the 13s, so you should be able to get them out with your gun. But if one starts to give you resistance, definitely do it by hand, because if you crack off a bolt right now in the case, you're buying a new case. Now that all of our case bolts are out, there's a couple reliefs. There's one here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna kind of just pry at it. Do not pry it just from one side. We're gonna flip it to the other side. Let me get that.
She's free.
Yeah, it feels like the crank's coming with it though. Might have to flip it back over. So now that it's loose, let's flip it on its side.
Boom.
Oh man, there's some sand in here. See it?
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw when you opened it.
Yeah. Alright, So we're gonna remove our counterbalance shaft. Just kind of pry it up, get it a little bit loose in both corners. Oh, here you go. A needle bearing that was in the case.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. It would have been fine.
Would have sent it to the moon.
There's your counter. And go on besides your bearings. There's your crank. So because I like to take my cases to my bead blaster so I can put fresh paint on them, I'm going to remove the Bindex bearing. And there's only one way to remove the Bindex bearing, and you have to get a blind hole bearing puller. So I have very light pressure in that bearing so it's not messing up the case of it. And I'm just going to light tap it until it comes out. So there's your Bindex bearing.
Okay.
Very tiny bearing. So order a new bearing. And now we don't have to worry about sand or any type of solvents getting in here because they have to put this in a strip tank first because it's epoxy paint. So now we don't have to worry about any of the junk getting in there. Alright, so now in order to get these studs out, we're going to tighten the bolts to each other. And then back it out. And we're going to repeat that for every stud. Now you don't have to remove these studs, but if you've seen our last videos on the 787s, we like to send these out to bead blasting. So I want these studs out so they don't get damaged at the bead blaster. And in the meantime, I'll clean up all the bolts and everything with a wire wheel for insulation, and we rebuild it.
Hey guys, Nick number 2 here. I decided to step away from the back of the camera to let you know that we are done tearing down the motor. We're going to send the parts off to media blasting. So we just want to let you guys know that we will be doing a full rebuild video. And if you guys haven't already, check out our recent videos that we posted, as we are both COVID free. So we will be posting videos every week. And see you on the next one. Thanks.